Arr, mateys, 'tis time yet again for another episode of PoGokeRo's Pirate Broadcast. Arr. Get your landlubbers together, round them up. We are going to, are we streaming? It says it's an excellent connection, but no one's watching, so that's all right. That's okay, guys, right? That's okay. It's the middle of the day. It's like, what, noon? Not even noon yet. Everyone's at work. Everyone's at work. So, like, I'm just chilling, right? I'm not at work. But with coronavirus, are we ever really at work? Do we ever really leave? Let me turn this down. Oh, wow. All right. Super loud. Okay. So yeah, guys, hey, what's up? Here I am in my Minecraft world, being all Minecrafty. Minecrafty. She's crafty. But yeah, I had an episode yesterday, and it was stream health. Let me make sure we're going. Yeah. It was pretty good, right? I mean, but I was still processing everything that happened, and I have to say that there was, look at that, they just popped in right there. That must be a spawn chunk, like right here. Well, yeah, I got one right there. That's probably close enough. I can maybe make another guy right here. That way it keeps, because look, they still come after me. This guy's too far away. Don't come to me, come to him. There you go. See, look at, he's so smart. He's like, look at this wonderful, wonderful scratching post. It's a slime scratching post. Like the kitty cats get a scratching post, but they're like, oh, we're gonna rub ourselves against this. Ooh, so nice, huh? So nice, so nice, so pleasant. Okay. All right, before, like, I'm playing Minecraft, right? And I love killing all these slimes. There's so many slimes, and it's so efficient and so easy to kill slimes. Because look at, what do you do with slimes? You get all these slime balls. And you get enough slime balls together, and you can compact them into a slime cube, and then make machines out of them by using their sticky and bouncy properties. You can make flying machines and all sorts of stuff. But the problem is, all these slimes stick together. Slimes stick together, right? Slime sticks together. So, in order to like really make the good machines, what I need to, you can't put slimes, you can't put two slimes next to each other, or they'll stick together, and your machine won't work, because slime sticks together. That's the key, right? So, in order to make a machine that will exploit the propensity of slime sticking together, I have to get some honey. It can't be all slime, right? You need a little bit of honey. So I'm gonna go get some honey. I need to get some honey. And you put honey and slime together, and it keeps them from sticking. And then it works. Don't ask me, man. It's Minecraft. All right. Let's see. What do we got here? Okay, I'm gonna go to the roof. The roof is on fire. I need to get rid of this. You know what? I decided I don't like this anymore because it's ugly, right? It just goes out in the middle of nowhere. It's unsupported, and then when it goes anywhere, when it finally does get anywhere, like I messed up and I broke this thing. I shouldn't have broke it. Oh no. Ow. I shouldn't have, I dug right through it, and that was dumb. So I need to fix this. Like, I feel bad now, right? It's the natural beauty, and I messed it up. So I need to come back, tear down this whole train line, and then fix this damage I've done to the natural surroundings, the natural environment. I have to do it. It's my karma, right? I have to, like, I built this train line thinking, oh, it'd be great, but not really. It looks really bad. It looks ugly. And it doesn't match the environment at all. And I plowed through a freaking column. I shouldn't have done that. So I could have easily went around it. Why did I do it? I'm just so lazy. So anyways, that's not related to anything other than Minecraft. So let me get someplace safe where I can be like, yo, let me talk about stuff. Ooh, let's hang out at the Florence Gold Farm. Yes, this is a great place to hang out. The Florence Gold Farm. What I like about this place is that, sure, we have portals. Gigantic, huge portals that go to the nether. But we don't use these portals to go to the nether. No. The reason why we have these portals is to generate pigmen. Now, normally, the generation of pigmen would be a big problem because pigmen will kill you. But I have designed the structure so that the pigmen do not pose any danger. No danger. What they do is they're collected. They aggro and try to grab this egg, but they can't reach it. They fall into the water, and the water sweeps them down. And they're not friends with each other. He's like, don't push me down, bro. But yeah, he's gonna get pushed down. There's no resisting. Everyone rushes to kill the defenseless eggs and falls into my trap. She goes down there. What do I do once they're in the trap? Let me show you. The Florence Gold Farm. They are down here where they await judgment. They are awaiting judgment. They shall be judged. So, yeah, right? And so you go like, raw, judging. And what you do is you take these bad, evil things. These are bad, evil things, right? These guys are terrible. They're undead, they're pigmen, and they cause harm. And they're not even from this world. They're invasive. So they're bad things. You want to get rid of them. But what you do is you take the bad, and I kill them. And I drop their loot into this machine, which puts it over into this machine, which raises it up into this machine, which sorts it out into gold ingots, gold nuggets, and rotten flesh. The swords are smelted down and turned into gold nuggets. So the gold I can use for lots of things, but the rotten flesh is useful because I trade over here. These guys, they're sleeping right now, but these are 3 priests, and I can trade them rotten flesh for all sorts of good stuff. So in this way, I take the very, very, very negative energy that comes out of the portals. I created a structure, a design, to take the negative energies pouring out of the structure and purify it. Purify the negative energies that come out of the structure and transform it through alchemy, through a lot of hard work. Yeah, sure, you can call it alchemy, whatever. And I transform this negative energy into gold. And the negative energy I can't transform into gold, I purify through spirituality. I love this gold farm, the Florence Gold Farm. It takes the tools of war, these swords, and smelts them down. Transforms swords into what can be, eventually a plowshare if I want. Sure. But really, I like to make rails. Making rails. I love rails. Rails are fun in Minecraft. Because then infrastructure. Because then with rails, see, it's easy for me. I can fly around. No problem, right? I have all this infinite energy. I have these wings. It's no problem. I have access to anything. But I am privileged. I am special. I am lucky. I have this wealth that allows me to move throughout the world, no problem. Up, down, inside out, it doesn't matter. I can go anywhere with my wealth. So I don't have a problem. But if anyone else were to log into my world and want to play in my world, they would start with nothing. They have like no food, no shelter, no tools, no map, no idea of where anything is. They have nothing. So whereas I can easily fly around and just go wherever I want, they cannot. They are very, 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 very limited to their mobility. And because of that limited mobility, their consciousness is necessarily limited, right? If all they can do is move around this tiny little area, then all they're gonna know is this tiny little thing, and that's gonna be their whole world. But my Minecraft world is infinitely big, and I want people in my world to be able to expand their knowledge and consciousness. However, so I'm rich, so I want to find a way to help people who come into my world who are not rich. I want to help them move around as freely as I do. But I cannot just hand out elytras to everyone, right? I can't do that. I can't. Even if I could, like, I don't have enough rockets for everyone to burn. So that's not gonna work. I'm lucky, I have wings, I can fly around, but I cannot just give wings to everybody. So I have to think of a way to help people who are poor get around my world, but not like the way I get around. Like, it's nice, but I can't, it's not scalable. How about that? It's not scalable. So I need a way that's scalable. And the way I figured this out is Rails. With Rails, it greatly expands the range at which a person who's new into my world and poor, they can go lots of places using the Rails. If I plan it out and make these Rails ahead of time, their range is greatly expanded. So their idea of the world, of what the world could be, is greatly expanded because they can physically go there and see it themselves. And it's done in such a way that it doesn't require elytra wings for everyone, because that's not scalable. But Rails are scalable. Once you lay them, they're there forever. And like hardly any maintenance to keep them up. And they're useful. I can move, like, it doesn't matter how many poor people come into my world. Like, if I were trying to solve the problem by giving everyone elytra wings, it would fail. I would go like 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I'm out. I'm done. Sorry. That won't work. But if I lay Rails, I am ready for unlimited people to come into my world. It doesn't matter how rich or poor you are. If you come into my world and I lay Rails, you can expand anywhere. So for me, Rails is the very, very best way of doing this, of moving people around my world who just showed up, who don't have their own elytra wings, who don't have a knowledge of where to go in the world or where things are. And it's, you know, the world's dangerous, right? If you try to walk on foot in the dark, you're gonna die. So Rails also provides safety for people who don't have like stuff right away to have their own safety. Like, it's just so many reasons to lay Rails. There's just so many reasons. There's so many reasons. I can't even get over it. And all of it is made possible because I take massive quantities of bad and transform it into gold. Now, I could take this gold, right? I could take it, all the gold that I make, and I could make golden apples, which is a food. And I can just eat it myself, and that's it. That's called concentrating the wealth and hoarding it. Sure, that's fine for me, but my gold has a limited function, limited use, right? It comes to a point that after I have a chest full of golden apples, there's only so many golden apples I can eat at so many times. After a while, all those golden apples that sit in my chest, they're just wasted. They do nothing. So adding one more golden apple to my pile of golden apples is like nothing. It does me no good whatsoever. But if I give that golden apple to a person who just showed up in my world and they have nothing, all of a sudden they're fed, they regenerate, they get a shield, it helps them out so much because they have nothing. So there's a marginal utility to the gold, right? I could choose to concentrate and stockpile all my gold, but every gold I add on top of the pile means less and less until it reaches to the point where it's almost meaningless to add another pile. So who's the richest person in the world right now? It's Elon Musk, right? If I go up to you, I don't, right? I can look around. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter. I know who you are. If I give you $10,000, your life is going to change drastically. I mean, the degree of drasticness depends, but it's going to be a big change. $10,000 to anyone is a big chunk of change. Even if you yourself don't personally need it, you definitely know someone who does need it. And you could turn around and be like, I don't need this, but I just ended up with $10,000. Hey, person, my friend, who is like struggling to pay rent, struggling with a medical bill, struggling to pay tuition, struggling to fix their car, struggling to buy insulin. Hey, person who needs help, I don't need it. Here's $10,000. And that person is going to be like, life changer. But if you go to Elon Musk and you're all, what's up, Elon Musk? Oh, yeah. What's up, Elon Musk? Check this out. 10,000 smackaroonies. Oh, yeah. 10,000 smackaroonies. Mr. Elon Musk, why don't you treat me with some respect? 10,000 smackaroonies. Treat me with respect, Elon Musk. Treat me with respect. Call me Sir Elon Musk. Elon Musk is going to look at me and be like, his security guards are going to come in and then beat the crap out of me and then kick me out. And then throw the $10,000 on the floor. Because to Elon Musk, $10,000 is nothing. Nothing. So, sure, I could keep all this gold, but instead, I'm going to build infrastructure that helps all the people, unlimited number of people. It's scalable, unlimited. So my investment in gold is going to help billions of people. Whereas if I take my gold and invest it in myself, no one gets helped. Nobody. In fact, it's worse because I take the gold out of the system and I just keep it for myself. So everyone else has less to have to like interact with. Like, oh man. So here's an example, right? If I had no wings, how would I get from my base to here with no wings? I'd have to swim, and swimming is like uncomfortable, right? Oh, great. And if it were nighttime, I would have to worry about monsters killing me, right? All right, so here, how lame is this? Well, I shouldn't say that word. That's a bad word. But like, how not fun is this? So wait a minute here. So that's why my investment in rails that I don't necessarily need for myself, but for everyone else is a life changer. Look at this. So accessible. Anyone can use it. Anybody. And it helps so, look at that. Look, Ma, no hands. I'm like putting them outside the cart here. I'm like, the wind blowing. Trains are wonderful. I'm telling you. Trains. Yeah, see, it's ugly. And it just goes out. It's ugly. I need to destroy this whole rail, and find another way. All right. Here, let's look at some of these stuff. The stuff that I got, and I couldn't get through it all yesterday. Okay, so let's lay down some facts. Fact: on Wednesday, January 6th, 2021, Donald Trump stood before a crowd of well, at that time, they weren't insurgents yet. A large crowd that he had gathered, and he had been gathering for a long time. There had been a lot of planning for this day. There were a lot of messages sent out into the American society to get people to come to this event. So it wasn't like just a flash mob. They planned it for a long time to get it to happen. Oh, dude, I should have downloaded that. There was one that laid it out perfectly. I don't have time. I'm talking. Okay. But they called weeks and weeks and weeks. They were planning on getting these people here. Republican backers, people in Donald Trump's group, paid money to help people come to this event. In the meantime, the worst of the worst, the militia guys with military training and who were ready for war, there was about 20 of them, and they were going to be the leaders of the insurrection. But the FBI went to their houses, knocked on their door, and said, if you go to Washington, D.C., we're going to arrest you. So the worst of the worst did not go to D.C., but Donald still got a bunch of people to go to D.C. When they got to D.C., Donald Trump told them to go to the Capitol, and he didn't say he's smart. He knows not to say it directly, but he has all sorts of dog whistles that you can hear, that anyone can hear once they're pointed out to you. There's all sorts of dog whistles that he uses to incite people into violence, and that's what he did. He told his people to go attack the Capitol, and that's what they did. They marched as a group to attack the Capitol. And different groups had different objectives. Some people just wanted to be heard, right? Some people wanted to go kill senators and hang the vice president. These groups were mingled together. People who just wanted to be heard and people who wanted to kill the president or kill the vice president were mingled together. And they all went into attack the Capitol. At the same time, we don't know, right? We're still going to try to find out. It's not clear yet. But it sounds like there was some coordination to stop the Capitol Police from having reinforcements. The security at the Capitol was purposefully weakened ahead of time. So not only did they ahead of time draw all these people in a planned thing, but they also purposely kept the security at the Capitol weak on purpose. And then Donald Trump told all the people to go to the Capitol. Then Donald Trump went to the White House, where he had monitors in a tent set up, where he was watching all the chaos unfold. It was like he was commanding it. It was weird. It was like he gave his marching orders to his army, then he went to his commander's tent in the field to observe the troop movements. It was weird. And yeah, they broke in and And so all these Donald people went to the Capitol, and they became an insurgent. It became a coup. They attempted to stop the electoral college votes from being certified. It became a coup at that point, an insurgency, when they busted in, and they stopped them from continuing with the danger. So that's what happened. Donald Trump incited a mob to become an insurgency in an attempted coup. And he has allies in the Senate who want to help him, Donald Trump, who want to help him overthrow the government. The way you know this is because they want to stop the vote that would certify Joe Biden as president. They want to overthrow democracy, and that's how they're voting. I mean, it's not a secret, right? It's pretty out in the open. They're voting for it. They argued for it on the Senate floor, that they're traitors. And even now, after the Capitol got attacked, even now, you have senators who want, and Congress people who want to assist, who want to basically give in to the wishes of the insurrection and allow the coup to complete. Like, oh, okay, so you're on the side of the coup. All right, great. So that's what brings me to today, right? So this is like a super important time in history. And remember, history doesn't repeat, but it does rhyme. History rhymes. History rhymes. And this is the rhyme. The last time we had an insurgency in the United States, it became a secession. The Confederates declared themselves separate, and a group of terrorists attacked Fort Sumter. And that started the Civil War. All right, great. Big bloody battle, Civil War. The bats are coming. The bats are coming for me. Okay, big bloody battle between the Union and the Confederacy. The Confederacy believed, but the Confederacy, the bedrock principle of the Confederacy was slavery and white supremacy. All the Confederate states that seceded all said, we secede because we want slavery. All of them. And then when they did it, they attacked the Union. They sent forces to launch a terrorist attack on Fort Sumter. Because they believe so strongly in slavery. Confederates have this mind frame where the world is set up like a pyramid, or like that they believe that God, that wait, no. Let me back to my mind. Back to the mind. Wah 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 wah. Dun 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 dun. All right. Slimes, dude. I forgot. I need to clean this place up. You know what? I was gonna make a new mining base over in the desert, right? That's what I was gonna plan on doing. But I might as well just do it here. I'm here all the time. I can just set up the item sorter down here, like right here, like literally right here, and I'll just keep all my I'll just keep all the mining material down here and all the food stuff up there. Done. I've fixed my dilemma, but first I have to delete the ugly train line I made. So I was going to talk about something. Confederacy, that's right, history rhyming. So the Confederate States believe so strongly in slavery, and you have to understand, it's what they believe in is the exact opposite of what the United States believes in, right? So let me give you what the United States believes in, right? The United States believes that all men are all men, but really that was just bad language because we know better, right? Now our consciousness has expanded. So we know better. We know that all humans are created equal. So you got, these humans, and then 1, 2, and then 1, and then 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, and then 1, and then 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, and then 1, and then 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, and then 1, and then 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3. Yeah, perfect. So, my loves, this is the way Americans understand and construct society. Note how I am, okay, so from this position right here where I'm standing, this is the position of law, right? I'm standing on the law. The law is above all these people. All these people are Americans. They're all equal before the law. That guy is king, or not king. That guy is really rich. That person's homeless. That person's transgender. That person's Muslim. This person's Jewish. That person's a woman. That person's atheist. But they're all equal before the law. And everyone is under the law, equal under the law. That means the rich guy is no better than the transgendered person or the woman or the poor person or the atheist. Right? They're all the same before the law. This is what Americans believe. This is the structure of American society. The ideal structure of society. The way that Confederates believe society to be is different, however. The way Confederates see society is like this. One. This is how Confederates see society. I gotta go underground, right? Like, I can even do it better. Like, here, we can make this. I want to make this pyramid bigger because I need the top to be higher. It's too close to the bottom. I mean, you need to be able to see it, right? I don't know, maybe not for you, but for me, it helps to be able to see things, to work it out, and like make a model, and then see if that model works. Like I like to, and models are great, but you have to not. It's tricky. You have to not mistake the model for the thing that you're studying. Like the model is never the thing that you study. The model is the model, and the model can be wrong, and the model changes depending on your understanding of the thing that the thing is modeling. So, but still, even with those limitations, models are good and fun. I like models. All right. Yeah, this is much better visual representation of what I'm talking about. Oops. Oh, here, almost there, almost there. One, there we go. This is how I'll fix it. Yeah, that looks good. I like that. It looks it looks bad. So that's why it's good, because it looks bad. Yeah, right here. Okay. So let me put torches this way too. I like models. Okay, so from this position, this position is law, the rule of law. In a democratic American society, all people, regardless of what you are equal before the law. You're all on the same level. Everyone's on the same level. But in the Confederate society, so this is, remember, we're talking about two different societies. We have the white supremacist Confederate society, and we have American society. American society is multicultural, and equity. Confederate society is is homogeneous, and hierarchical, and it's all about hierarchy. So this is the society for the Confederates, right? It is preordained by. Confederates have a religion called white supremacy, and they follow this creature, demon. I don't know. They follow this demon. I don't know what it is. I don't know the name of it. Like, I thought it was, yeah. I don't know. I don't know the name of it. But they follow this demon, this bad thing, and they put up an idol of this bad thing. But it's an idol, right? It's not reflective of anything in the world. It's an idol. It's a false idol, and they all worship this false idol. And because and this false idol is power. This false idol is power. So and when you're talking about power structures society like a pyramid, in that the people at the bottom have no power, have nothing, and the person at the top has all the power, everything. So power and wealth is siphoned from the bottom and concentrated at the top. So that if this is the law, you have the person at the top, they are above the law, right? I'm here, but they're above it. And this might be the law. And sure, if you're like, middle class or whatever in society, sure, you could use the law to help you out. But if you're down here, if you're at the bottom, the law is not going to help you. You have to follow the law, but the law will never protect you. So because if these guys can wield the law against you because they're above the law. This is the Confederate society, and this is the American society. They cannot coexist. Look at it, right? You can't do it. They don't fit together. It doesn't happen. So Confederates are trying to stage a coup. It's been the last time they tried it, right? The last time they tried it, the Confederates said, "This is what we believe in. We believe white people are at the top, and not all white people, but rich white people." Because that's the other thing they believe. They believe that if you're rich, it's because God loves you. And if you're poor, it's because God hates you. So it's like a self-reinforcing idea. If I use murder and rape and pillage and evilness to acquire my wealth, I then say, oh, because I have this wealth, I must be good. And all the people from which I stole the wealth, now they're poor, and I say, oh, you're poor because God hates you. That like reinforces, right? that just reinforces, yeah, that's when you worship the God of power. The God of power says, if you're rich, it's because God loves you, you know, and the God of power, right? If you're rich, it's because the God of power favors you. And if you're poor, it's because the God of power does not favor you. And if you try to upset the structure ordained by the God of power, well, you're heretical or something. Yeah, heretical. You're like an enemy of, you're like against their religion, like unholy, right? Because they worship a false idol. Over here, American society, we're all equal before the law. The law is king. The law is the most high in the American society, so that everyone is equal before the law. They want to overthrow this. So in the first Civil War, we had the first Civil War. These guys like tried to overthrow it and failed. But in the backlash, what they did is they assassinated Lincoln, President Lincoln. So they staged a coup. It was a coup because after President Lincoln, the person who became president was a guy named Andrew Johnson. Andrew Johnson was very, very, very sympathetic to the South. He did not want to, he was a white supremacist. So what he did was, before Congress could come back and pass the laws that, you know, to help reconstruct the South, Andrew Johnson went ahead and like let all the traitors, he let all the traitors from the Confederacy back into the government. For real. all the senators and Congress people from the southern states that wanted to destroy the Union and destroy the Constitution to implement slavery, all those people were let back into the government because of Andrew Johnson. Andrew Johnson saved the Confederacy. So yeah, we had Jim Crow come out of that, segregation, all sorts of stuff. Because they want to implement their structure. They don't believe in rule of law, right? For them, for the Confederates, rule of law is something you apply to the minorities, right? Police are supposed to beat minorities. They're not supposed to beat white people, and they're especially not supposed to even think about talking about the rich people. They're above the law. This is when you believe in power, this is what you believe in. And white supremacists believe in power. That's their god. But when you're an American, the law is king, and it's the most high. Everyone is equal before the law. So the danger so right now the Confederates in Congress want you Americans to forget about the insurrection. Let's just forget about it, and let's let all those senators and Congress people and presidents who called for the destruction of the United States, let's let them all back in. Let's let them all back in, and let's let them help us steer this government that they wanted to destroy. They want to destroy the government, but they failed. Let's let them back in and steer the ship. That's the dumbest thing ever. That's the stupidest thing we can do. We did that already with Reconstruction, with Andrew Johnson. That was our mistake. That stopped us from achieving our destiny. So here we are. We're on the cusp of achieving multiracial democracy. We're on the cusp of multiracial democracy. And the Confederates can't abide by it. They can't abide by it, which is why they try to overthrow the government, to install their own government. But when we take control, it's going to be amazing, because the United States is an amazing entity. The United States as an entity is amazing. It's like one of the most powerful entities on the face of the planet. It's only a problem now because we can't really control it, and it's been used against us. But as they're losing control of it, as the Confederates are losing control of the government, since they can't control it, they're trying to destroy it before we can take control of it. And that is the whole point of this whole thing. That's why they're trying to marshal a force. The Confederates are trying to marshal a force to attack Washington, D.C. and all the state houses. The Confederates are marshaling a force to attack all the state houses, all 50 state houses, the 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th. Like, the Confederates are massing to attack again. How did this happen? Well, because Donald Trump called for an insurrection. Senators in the Senate called for an insurrection. House representatives, Republican House representatives called for an insurrection, and it almost happened. It almost succeeded. So wait, so who are these people that we need to think about? Who are these people? Did I lose it? Come on, dude. I've got too many. I got so much stuff. I went and ape crap. There we go. Here we go. So here we go. These guys. Oh, I don't like that. Here, let's open it like this way. In Fran view. These senators are part of the coup. These senators are part of the coup. These senators incited insurrection and tried to overthrow the American government. These senators are actually not U.S. senators. They're not actually loyal to the U.S. They're loyal to the Confederacy. They're not loyal to the United States. They're loyal to the Confederacy. So the problem last time was that the United States, these guys, if you want to think of their rhyme, these guys are all Confederate senators who declared, who attacked the United States in the name of slavery. All of these guys, and they failed. They failed. And so now what they're saying is they're saying, please let us back into your government. Let us back into your government. Let us unify again with you. We tried to destroy the government. We failed. So you should let us back into the government and let us steer with you. If we can't destroy it, let us control it with you. That's what they're saying. But they're traitors. You see, they're traitors. All of these are traitors. Ted Cruz, Ron Johnson, James Lankford, Steve Daines, John Kennedy, Marsha Blackburn, Mike Braun, Josh Hawley, Jimmy, I don't know who that is, Cynthia something, Roger Marshall, and Bill Hagerty. They are all traitors, right? They're traitors. So they've all waged war against the United States. They inspired an insurgency. So what we have to do as Americans, it's very important, right? Insurgencies are no joke. It is no joke. It's no joke. To stop an insurgency, you have to get the leaders of the insurgency quickly. The longer you take to impose consequences, the worse it is. The infection spreads. It's infection. You have to treat the infection as fast as possible. It's a cancerous tumor. Think of it that way. It's a cancerous tumor. So what we must do is put these senators on trial, and Donald Trump. I mean, not just these senators, also Donald Trump, Jared Kushner, Eric Trump, Trump Jr., Ivanka Trump. All these people have to be put on trial for treason and sedition. And then what is the penalty? What is the penalty for treason and sedition? According to U.S. law, U.S. federal law says that in Article 3, Section 3 of the United States Constitution, treason is specifically limited to levying war against the U.S. or adhering to their enemies, giving them aid and comfort. So, inciting an insurrection, planning an insurrection, the logistics of an insurrection, all is levying war against the United States. And the penalty for that is death. So I'm not calling for violence. I'm calling for following the law. I'm calling for utilizing the United States justice system to put these traitors on trial, and if they're found guilty, to apply the penalty of death. That is what I'm saying. The senators and Donald Trump, if they're found guilty of treason, must be put to death, because that's how you stop an insurrection. I am calling for the death penalty to be instituted against the senators who supported the coup, Donald Trump and his associates who supported the coup, if they are found guilty under U.S. law for treason. It's pretty serious, right? And like me, I'm generally opposed to the death penalty. I generally am opposed to the death penalty. We ought not to be killing people. The state ought not to be killing people. But in the case of sedition and treason, this is a different case. It's not simply one equal citizen harming another equal citizen. This is a person to whom we've given our collective power to govern. And they abuse this power in order to destroy us. That is unforgivable. And so in that instance, because of the gravity of the crime, it's required that the death penalty be applied. Because it's a cancer. It's a cancer. If you don't apply the death penalty, if you don't remove a cancerous tumor from a patient, the cancer metastasizes and spreads and infects other parts of the body until the body is riddled with cancer and then dies. This is what we're facing. An insurrection is like cancer. You have to cut out the tumor. You have to completely remove the tumor from the body, or it will metastasize. And we're already watching it metastasize. We're already watching it. You have to cut out the tumor right now, as soon as possible. The longer you wait, the worse it's going to be. The longer you wait, the worse it's going to be. If you demur about it, like, oh, I don't really want to put him to death. That sounds so... No. Donald Trump is ready to kill you and your family. They're ready to kill you and your family. You put that guy to death if he's guilty of treason. You put him to death if he's guilty of treason. You put his family to death if they're guilty of treason. They're way too dangerous to be left alive if guilty of treason. If found guilty of treason. They're way too dangerous. Same with the senators. They're too dangerous to be left alive if found guilty of treason. They're too powerful. You cannot allow that. If you value a free society, you cannot allow treason to flourish or to go unpunished. Not at all. You have to meet treason with the same severity or the same gravity as the crime. And the crime of treason is so grave, I can't even get over it. Look what the failure say. So Germany, Hitler planned a coup and failed in his coup to overthrow the government. 10 years later, Hitler seized power. That led to the murder of 6 million Jews. And that's just the Jews, right? We're not talking about all the disabled people, all the gay people, all the Catholics, all the trade unionists who got murdered. And then he sent the German people, he sent them to war with everyone else. that ended up killing millions and millions of people. So the failure to apply the penalty of death for treason to Hitler ended up with millions upon millions upon millions of people dead. You see how cancer can metastasize? You have to, if Donald Trump is found guilty of treason, you have to apply the penalty of death. You must apply the penalty of death. You must apply the penalty of death to Donald Trump if he is found guilty of treason. You must. You must. Failure to apply the penalty of death carries ridiculously grave consequences. Like, I would gladly trade the death penalty for criminals, for a handful of criminals, over the murder of millions and millions of innocent people. Gladly. No, it's important that we have this talk, right? Because it's scary, right? It's scary. We're in a scary time, though. Like these kinds of, like a lot of times these talks sound like hyperbole and stuff, but at this, within this context of going through a coup, like, and here's the funny thing, right? If the coup succeeds, they will come for me and kill me, for sure. For sure. For sure. So think of it that way, right? Think of it like that. Sure, you can let the Confederates, the traitors, off with a slap on the wrist. Sure, let them back in the government, but in 10 years' time, they're gonna come murder me. So yeah, it's real important for me that the coup is stopped. What else do I got here? So here, I want you to see it. This is a coup, right? This is a coup. Let's look at the troops filing into the Capitol. Look at that. Look at those troops. Look at those troops filing into the Capitol to murder senators and congresspeople. Look at the gear they have. Right? They're not there to protest. They're there for an insurrection. They're there to murder politicians. That's why they're there. They're there to murder politicians, to overthrow the government. They're traitors. These people are traitors. All these people are traitors. All these people are traitors. All these people are enemies of the United States. All these people. All of them. They sing the song of the country they're trying to overthrow. Like I can't believe it. It's so weird. They're gonna feel real happy to be imprisoned in the country that they tried to overthrow. Check this guy out. Check this guy out. Rep. Chip Roy says there will be a full-scale hot conflict in this country if Democrats win the Senate, win the Democratic election for the Senate runoff. So if the Constitution is followed and the Democrats win, get the majority of votes in our system, this guy is promising an insurrection. Oh, Rep. Chip Roy is for the Confederacy, right? He's promising an insurrection. I think Rep. Chip Roy needs to not be in the Senate or in the House of Representatives anymore. I don't feel Rep. Chip Roy is representing the United States anymore. In fact, I'm pretty sure Rep. Chip Roy is a Nazi Confederate traitor. However many bad words you want to apply to him, he's a bad guy. He's a bad guy. He needs to be investigated and put on trial for his contribution to the insurrection. Representative Lauren Boebert tweeted directions to the insurgency to find Nancy Pelosi so they could kill her. Lauren Boebert was assisting the insurgency. She's a representative of Congress, and she helped the insurgents look for Nancy Pelosi to murder her. She's a Confederate. She should not be in Congress. She should not be in anywhere near Congress. She's a terrorist. So for all those Nazis that were saying, oh no, those weren't terrorists, those weren't insurgents, they were just practicing their free speech. Public service announcement. The right to free speech means the government can't arrest you for what you say. It doesn't mean that anyone else has to listen to your bullshit or host you while you share it. The First Amendment doesn't shield you from criticism or consequences. If you're yelled at, boycotted, have your show canceled, or get banned from an internet community, your free speech rights aren't being violated. It's just that the people listening think you're an asshole, and they're showing you the door. So, and that's a good one. What else do I got here? Oh, this guy. Retired Lieutenant Colonel Larry Rendell Brock Jr. has been terminated following a report in New Yorker that identified him as one of the U.S. Capitol rioters, insurgents, carrying zip tie handcuffs on the Senate floor. This guy was looking for senators to kill. This was an insurgency. Don't you forget it. There he is. Look at his zip ties. Look at his army gear. Look at the violence this guy has already been in. All right, these are not good people. These are traitors. These guys are traitors. They waged war against the United States. What else we got? I don't know. I'm just saying. Murder the media. Do those look like protesters to you? Nah, I think those look like insurgents. They look like traitors to me. What does the United States do to traitors? Let's find out. What's this one? I don't know what that is. There should be unit. Donald Trump. Oh, don't impeach me. We should be healing. Ha ha ha. Get bent. All right. Well, I don't have anything else here. I told you what's up. We're at war, right? We're in an information war. And here, let me show you that, right? How many times have I played this clip? This is yeah. How many times have I played this clip for you? Yuri, where are you, Yuri? Yuri!
Well, you spoke several times before about ideological subversion. That is a phrase that I'm afraid some Americans don't fully understand.
There's nothing to do with espionage. Only about 15% of time, money, and manpower is spent on espionage as such. The other 85% is a slow process which we call either ideological subversion or active measures, активные мероприятия in the language of the KGB, or psychological warfare. What it basically means is to change the perception of reality of every American to such an extent that despite of the abundance of information, no one is able to come to sensible conclusions.
President Trump.
Oh no, not yet. Oh, dude, I didn't want to do it yet. I wanted to. All right, well, now I know it's up. Now that I know it's there. Continue, Yuri.
Well, you spoke several times before about
The community and their country. You cannot change their mind, even if you expose them to authentic information, even if you prove that white is white and black is black, you still cannot change the basic perception and the logic of behavior. In other words, these people, the process of demoralization is complete and irreversible. To get rid society of these people, you need another 20 or 15 years to educate a new generation of patriotically minded and common sense people who would be acting in favor and in the interests of the United States society. The next stage is destabilization. This time, subverter does not care about your ideas and the patterns of your consumption. Whether you eat junk food and get fat and flabby, it doesn't matter anymore. This time, and it takes only from 2 to 5 years to destabilize a nation, what matters is essentials: economy, foreign relations, defense systems. The next stage, of course, is crisis. It may take only up to 6 weeks to bring a country to the verge of crisis. You can see it in Central America now. And after crisis, with a violent change of power, structure, and economy, you have so-called the period of normalization. It may last indefinitely.
So do you see what's going on in the United States? Now, hold on. No, wait. Maybe you don't. So let me show you this other one.
President Trump. Just now, President Putin denied having anything to do with the election interference in 2016. Every U.S. intelligence agency has concluded that Russia did. My first question for you, sir, is who do you believe?
Putin has worked to undermine democracies across the globe.
He made his way up through the KGB.
He learned how to maneuver politically.
The Russian mafia is an adjunct of the Russian government.
And they help maintain Mr. Putin's power.
To the point where Putin may well be the wealthiest man on the face of the planet.
How does Russia launder money into America?
Everything I know that's interesting, I can't tell you.
The Russians have a particular type of mark. They go after somebody who has business resources, shady morals, and political connections or aspirations. I've just described Donald Trump.
Putin realizes that if we're divided as a nation, we cannot protect ourselves from threats within and without.
And what you have is probably the biggest intelligence breach in the history of the world.
The crown jewel for any intelligence agency is to recruit an asset inside your adversary's intelligence agency.
They seem to have premonitions of things that were going to happen that in fact did happen.
The question is, who helped guide the decisions that the Russians were making?
Trump Tower was a money laundering paradise.
Anybody who was anybody in Russian organized crime bought a condo unit at Trump Tower.
We have a serious intelligence operation in the home of the man who becomes president of the United States. I think this is the tip of the iceberg.
What's at stake is truth and the cause of liberty at the most profound level possible.
If you watch that show, you'll find out that what Russia's done is use this ideological warfare that Yuri was talking about in the 1980s. They used it in this little tiny country called Georgia next to Russia to take over the country. And then they used it again on this country called Ukraine to take over the country. And it worked until they had a soft revolution to kick out the Russian puppet. And then Russia invaded through eastern Ukraine, okay. So they did it there. And then after they did it there, the Russians went to the UK to make Brexit, and they went to the United States to get Trump in through these active measures. And we see it happening in real time right now. I mean, did you see that video? That was John McCain. That guy died like a while ago, and he was in that video. And that video, was telling you what's up. So, and what's up is that we're at war. That Donald Trump and the Confederates are allied with our foreign adversaries in order to overthrow democracy, and that's what's going on right now. That's why like, listen to Yuri. You can't cure these people, right? You can't cure these people. You have to raise an entirely new generation of people who are actually Americans, who actually believe in America, because you have this entire generation who are raised to be opponents of America, of the United States, and they're just brainwashed. So you need to spend an entire generation to raise a whole new group of Americans who actually believe in America. But the leaders, until we do, those people who are brainwashed are still susceptible to being controlled by a charismatic leader. And so that's why, if Donald Trump and the senators are found guilty, they must be executed per law. They must be executed per law. Because if they're not executed per law, they'll metastasize and they'll just keep communicating to the brainwashed masses that are already inside the United States. I mean, Yuri Bermanov was telling us. If you watch that Active Measures movie, you'll see how much better the Russians have gotten since the 80s when he was there. And look, dude, Camp Auschwitz, right? So this dude was at the Capitol insurrection. So yeah, it's a bunch of Nazis. They're Nazis. There's no doubt about it. Nazis, Confederates, whatever. They're all bad people. They're all evil a-holes. All right. So I hope you are appreciating a little bit better the situation in which we find ourselves and why it's not unreasonable to demand that if Donald Trump and his co-conspirators are found guilty for treason, they should be executed per American law. That's why. It's not unreasonable, it's necessary. And I've given you the arguments. So hang in there, America. We're gonna make it. We're gonna hold through this. Like, it's kind of awful, but it's got to be done. You cannot tolerate Republicans, right? If you tolerate Republicans, it's like tolerating Nazis, and they'll just use that tolerance to recruit and spread, and to further divide the nation. You cannot be friends with Republicans. Republicans are your enemies right now. Republicans are allies unless they denounce the coup. They're your enemies, right? Sure, if a Republican person says, "Oh, I denounce the coup. I'm totally against it. Joe Biden is president." Okay, fine. Whatever. Why are you with the Republican Party then? Your whole party says the opposite of what you're telling me then. Like, jeez. Yeah. All right. I think I'm good for now. That's a good hour. All right, America, hang in there. And things are going down. It's developing like hour by hour. So we'll see where we go. But push your representatives to investigate the senators and the president and his associates for treason, and if they're found guilty of treason, to apply the death penalty. It's really important that the world sees that even the most powerful people are under the law. It's important they see that. It's important the whole world sees that in America, even Donald Trump can be executed for treason. Because the law is king. And Donald Trump tried to overthrow the law. So the law must reassert its authority. The way the law does that is by executing Donald Trump if he's found guilty of treason. Same with the senators. The law must reassert its authority. It must. All right, PoGokeRo out. Peace.